Greetings, Guardians! Welcome to the 43rd episode of the DTR podcast. I am your host, Jay, the content manager here at DTR. And joining me this week are my wonderful co-hosts. First up, we have Jay Rambo. What's up, man?
I've seen the future, and it is in at least 60 frames per second.
It is, or more. It's on cap.
Well, that's what I said, at least 60 frames per second.
Good. Next up, we have Dan Finity. What's up, Dan?
Hi guys, I'm trying to find a good angle. That way you can take in my magnificence.
Okay. Next up we have Rathos. Welcome back, man.
What's up, guys? Thank you.
Nice. And then her very first show, Addie. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Hello. Hi. And then our guest this week is OBX boy Ed from the Guardian Radio community. Ed, what's up, man?
How we doing? I'm still trying to figure out how to get my live video on here, but
Dude, you and me both. You and me both.
Yeah, I don't.
Are you in an earthquake there, Dan?
No, it is actually my phone is now on an upside down PS4 controller that works also as a phone cradle. In case you were wondering.
Oh, pro tip.
Interesting.
Guys, so we have a lot to talk about tonight. I do have a lot of announcements to go through. This is our last show before Destiny 2, which is exciting to say. We've been doing this show for almost a year. It's crazy. But let's get into it. So, you guys can find us on iTunes, Podbean, and the Google Play Store at Destiny Tracker Podcast. We do record the show every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern live on twitch.tv/DestinyTrack. If you guys would like to support the show, you guys can subscribe on iTunes and leave a review. And make sure to follow us on Podbean. You guys can use our promo code DTR to receive 10% off your GamerSubs GG order. Also, all month long here at DTR, we're going to have a charity event, and we are raising $1,000 for the Hurricane Harvey victims. 100% of the donations will go to the Red Cross. You guys can do the command donate in chat, and if you guys are listening on our audio services, you guys can just look in the description, and the link to where you guys can donate will be there. Also, make sure to enter our GamerSubs GG giveaway. We're giving away 250 sample packs of GamerSubs GG to one person, so that is awesome. And we also have another giveaway that is starting today. Ed, I'm throwing it over to you. Do you mind explaining what it is?
Not at all. Not at all. We're going to have a bit of a toy chest. I've got a case of Guardians of McFarlane Guardian figures coming, and we're putting aside a fire team. There'll be I can't tell you what they are yet because it's a mixed case. I can only guarantee that there's going to be Titans, Warlocks, and Hunters in them. I don't know what shaders, whether it's Vault of Glass, etc. But 3 figures in a Warlock tin lunchbox with the Bungie Foundation heart pin and the code for the emblem, and a Cade 6 figure.
That's awesome.
From GameStop.
Oh my god.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dude,
Can I win it, or is that out of the question?
I want to win it.
if I'm not eligible, is Ginny eligible?
I don't make the rules. I just give the gift.
If you guys want to enter the giveaway, do the command giveaway in chat for everyone that's not on the show right now. Sorry, guys. You guys can't enter. Yeah. And if you're listening to the audio version, the link to that will be in the description. So I recommend entering that, and the giveaway is going to end on September 28th, and we're gonna have a little guest on the show on the 29th.
Hey!
That's
There I
going to call you, and if you are the winner. So I am super excited for that, and I cannot wait for that show. And your camera's on. What's up?
Woo!
Here we go.
There we go.
All I had to do is hit that button that had camera with the slash through it, and it worked. Technology.
Oh. I mean, that'll do it.
I'm an old man. My ears are tired. My legs are deaf.
Also, I am also proud to announce that we're going to have another 120-hour stream here at DTR that is going to kick off Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you guys tune into that. Again, we're going to raise $1,000 for the Hurricane Harvey victims, so you guys can enter that. So, Ed, I'm throwing it right back over to you. Do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself? What do you do here in the community, man?
Well, here in the community, from time to time, I appear on the Guardian Radio podcast. We've done several giveaways there. I've been fortunate enough to be a part of several episodes, often when a new bit of content drops. So I don't know, maybe on Monday I'll be over there too. We'll see. I'm also in a clan. I'm administrator of, or an admin of Wayward Raiders. We are a primarily Xbox clan, but we're now in PlayStation. And of course, we're going to open up to PC. And that's pretty much what I do.
Awesome.
Nice. All right, Addie, now I'm going to throw it over to you. What do you do here in the community and here at DTR?
I am relatively new. I'm still trying to, find out what my spot is. But I do mostly PvE, PvP stuff for Destiny, be it raids or trials or just regular Crucible. But my main goal is always just to have a good time and make everybody's day a little bit better and a little bit easier to get through for the most part, if we can do that. Just recently got done with my own charity stream this morning, and thankfully it went really, really well. So I'm super excited for the charity stream that y'all are going to be holding for disaster relief over in Texas. So I'm really excited to be a part of that.
Nice. All right, sweet. So, guys, let's kick off the show. We have a lot to go through tonight. But first, in the news, I do want to talk about Raid 5. We have a date. They did release a date. And as you guys know, we had a little game going on here on the show as to when Raid 5 is going to release. Now, J-Ram, do you have the post?
No.
There were 2 dates.
Oh, there were 2 dates.
There's only 2 dates.
All right. So, anyway, I said...
You can't remember 2 dates. I swear.
I said it's going to release on September 8th. And Dan, J-Ram, Just Sam, Swoley Bible,
everybody with a brain.
Everybody else.
Whoa, no, Ramblin' also said September 8th with me, so...
That's because he felt bad because you were the only one there.
Yeah.
So, we have a date for Raid
Real
5.
good.
And Raid 5 is going to release on September 13th. So, I'm wrong. And everyone else is wrong, so...
We are wrong as well.
Do I still have to wear the wig?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wow.
Everybody agrees.
Yeah.
Ed, what do you think?
I think you should have it glued to him.
Ouch. Harsh.
Very good. Very good.
So I do have to wear a wig for 4 shows since I'm 4 days off. So Dan, just send me my wig. Or J-Ram.
Oh, man.
I don't own a wig, okay?
I'm going to need your address.
Of course.
Your head size?
I'm going to need your social security number.
No.
Because that's important.
Last 3 digits on the back of your credit card. Is that where you're going with this?
Credit score? We're going to need that too.
Okay, alright.
So, do you have Venmo?
No.
Okay. Well, you're about to have one.
So yeah, I have to wear a wig now on the live show for 4 weeks, and that's gonna be
Yup.
embarrassing. Okay, every week.
Oh, you got to do it during you got to do it during the 120 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's live DTR content right there, man.
I mean, shoot, I'll watch just for the wig.
I think everyone will watch just for the wig. It's going to be a painful month wearing the wig, but yeah, I just had to say that. But Addie, when did you think Raid 5 was going to launch?
I mean, to be honest, I was expecting it to come out 2 weeks later, not almost a week later exactly. I thought that they would give us a little more time, given the fact that they're dropping so much story content on us. I thought that they would give us a little more time to prepare and level up, so to speak. But, I mean, I guess it makes sense looking back, thinking with all the Pop-Tarts things and the Rockstar that they got going on for the experience. I guess they just want to push it out as quickly as possible, but I was hoping it would come out 2 weeks later rather than just a week.
Well, I mean, we were talking about, like, how it came out, like, Vault of Glass came out, like, a week afterward. So that's why J-Ram and I were going with the 15th.
Yeah.
The 15th. But I mean, it is exactly a week later. They're not waiting for the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also went with the 15th. I think in the chat for this podcast as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think that a lot of folks who, for example, with Wrath of the Machine, just grinded through strikes. It was all about Siva heroic strikes. I think what's not being considered is the fact that the strikes that we're going to be doing for this game, we don't have any familiarity with.
Right.
When we
This
ran
is
the
true.
strikes before Wrath of the Machine, except for the Wretched Eye, you knew what you were doing. And if I read that Edge article right, strikes and patrol aren't even going to open up until we reach a certain point in the story.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it could be a day or two before,
Yeah.
you know, depending on how fast you go through the content.
Yeah.
And just the last thing I'll say is, at Guardian Con, I had a chance to talk to Luminosity for a few minutes. And it was just that day that an article was published where Luke Smith said that the raid would be released in a time frame consistent with previous games.
Mhm.
And I said, what do you think? And he it did not bother him at all. He said, well, you know, when we did VOG, everybody was a little under-leveled at first. And it took a few tries. He said, I'm not worried about it. You know, we'll all just jump in and you'll finish it when you finish it.
I think that could bring up a really good point. The fact that might even make this whole experience that much better, because with VOG and Crota in particular, I feel like Guardians were mostly prepared for those, but when it came to Taken King or Wrath of the Machine, the grind for the light level, particularly in Taken King with 320 light level, it made the raids that much more difficult to complete. So it was that much more satisfying to actually finish it. So I think that with D2, that same feeling might come back, and it might prove to be a really great factor rather than just trying to devour the content as we do in less than 24 hours, you know?
Yeah. I don't think that's going to be possible this time.
No.
Oh, hell no.
They're talking about 55 to 60 story missions.
Yeah.
True.
With 80 activities overall.
When I think about the raid coming out basically a week later, I think about it in terms of this is Bungie's way of trying to guarantee that their game is going to be at the top of the Twitch top of the Twitch leaderboard.
Very true.
Because people are going to be grinding the hell out of this game. And for individuals like Luminosity or, you know, Say No to Rage or Gathalion, your bigger streamers, that's their job. That's what they do. So for them, they're like, yeah, this is fine. I don't care. But like, you know, for people like my I got a new kitten. He's all over the place. Anyways, for people like myself, I work up Monday through Friday, you know, during the day job. I can't dedicate the time to that. So once again, this is going to be a situation where for me personally, I'm going to be like, all right, I'm going to watch people stream. I'm going to do this. But as soon as they hit that raid, I'm turning you off.
Yep.
Because I want to go in blind. That's my thing. So, you know, whatever. It's fine with me. I don't care. I wish they would have dropped it 3 weeks afterwards. I think 3 weeks would have been prime.
You know, I'm more surprised that Trials is coming back on the 15th.
I'm stoked.
Quickly.
Yeah. I thought it would drop with the expansion in December. I did not think that they would bring it back a week after. But then again, I think that, you know, what was said before is true. This is just Bungie trying to push Destiny up to the top of the directory with the raid. And then once the raid kind of dies down in 48 hours, people are going to be coming back for Trials the following week. And then I think that should keep people relatively busy until the expansion drops in December. So that might just be a marketing ploy from their part, which kudos to them, I guess, for moving it so quickly.
Yeah, they're there to make money.
Tough week for content creators, though.
Also,
and Trials.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're also placating the section of the community that is devoted to PvP.
Absolutely true.
So, you know,
they're keeping everyone happy right now.
Yeah.
I'm actually really excited for Trials to come back because, like, I really loved how the competitive playlist in the beta felt.
Right.
I'm probably going to be playing more of that on the weekends now. Even though, like, I'm a PvE guy, so...
Dan is gonna do trials carries now.
No! Stop it!
You heard it here
might.
first. You heard it here first.
Yep, you heard
stop
it first. So, how long would you guys like to see Raid 5? I know we talked about this last week with Rathos and JRAM, but I really want to get your thoughts on this, Addie, Dan, and Ed. Ed, you first, man.
I would like to see a component, and because this is Luke Smith, I think it's possible, that takes us to every spot on the directory and then perhaps finishes at that Leviathan. You know, there's that dark forest area in the European Dead Zone. There was a section that indicated that there was some sort of transporter device. Perhaps that could be part of the raid, and that's your way out to what the next part is.
Oh.
Beyond that, I don't have. I like the fact that for once, I'm the kind of guy who, in a mystery novel, buys the book, reads the first page, and then flips to the next to last page. That's just who I am. I mean, I knew for weeks what was going to happen to that dragon on Game of Thrones, and I had to keep my mouth closed around my wife and my son. But anyway,
I think even now we're in the spoiler territory still.
Yeah,
It's still a little close.
Oh, you think it's still a little early for that in Game of Thrones?
I mean, that was just
Rosebud
Sunday.
was
It's only been like 5 days.
What it did to that pig was despicable.
Anyway, I'm glad that they've been able to keep the raid under wraps. I'd like to be surprised, but I think it would be interesting if there was some component on each planet instead of like with being on the Dreadnought or on Venus. If we had to move around like that, that would be
I think that would be cool. Yeah.
Unexpected and very imaginative to me.
So possibly like Vex gates that transport us between planets instead.
Yeah,
I like that.
Kind of like what they did with Taken King in that first area once you clear the very first part where you go through kind of like that.
Or even with the Black Garden mission. You know, you get to the gate, you warp through your
the Vex gate.
elsewhere, quote unquote, but you know, it's still part of the same mission.
I can see that being a thing, especially with EDZ and the strike mission that we did get to do with the teleporters that would just zoom you across the map.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. If you, I don't want to say too much more. If you're going to stay in spoiler territory, there is something like that in that dark forest section, and I saw it and I went, "Oh, that could be what takes us to the next spot in the raid."
All right.
Oh, my cat's up here now too. Very demanding.
This guy's a polydactyl cat. You can see his extra foot, or his extra toe.
Was it you that posted the photo to Twitter the other day? I think.
Oh
it was.
yeah, I love.
Yeah, I
polydactyl
saw
cats.
that. Really
like
cute.
The polydactyl king.
Addie, your thoughts on Raid 5? Like, what would you like to see in Raid 5?
Honestly, I would love it if they could somehow find a way to combine the emotion that Vault of Glass gives you with the technical complexity of Taken King. Because Crota was way too short for me, and Wrath of the Machine just felt too oversimplified to satisfy incoming gamers. But I would love it to be that emotional first scene when the gates first open after you form the Spire in Vault of Glass, where you hear the blaring of the horns in the background and you can feel the controller shaking as the gates open. But I would love it to be complex enough where you have to actually sit through hours to figure out how you're supposed to defeat a raid boss or how you're supposed to get across a jumping puzzle. Like the ship puzzle in Taken King, that took me at least an hour and a half to get through the first time.
That was so fun, though.
Exactly. Like, I would love to be able to do that, because with Wrath of the Machine, the jumping puzzles are great, but they're really not all that complicated. And if they could even implement something like they did with the exotic pulse rifle, which the name escapes me right now, but something that you actually had to look for and go activate the monitors and figure out how to, the Outbreak Prime. Like, I think that would be really cool if they could do that too. Obviously, maybe not the first week, But when they do bring the hard mode or the prestige mode of the raid, I think that would be really cool. Because I think that the community reacted really, really well. For me personally, it was really exciting to get it all done the first time. So
All right.
I think that would be really cool.
Dan?
I've said it before. Like, if they split up the team, like if that's one of the mechanics where they just split up the team, that'd be awesome. I would love to play that because, like, the management of trying to decide who goes where with whom, and what activity you're doing in each spot is awesome. Kind of like what they do in Vault of Glass with Mars and Venus, or Future and Past. But everybody's at a different spot, and they have to do a completely different mechanic.
I like that idea, especially with the weapon lockout that they're going to do, the weapon loadout lockout. That would be pretty cool.
Well, they said that's not going to happen for the raid.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
Luke
yeah, that's
Smith,
not
Luke
happening.
Smith tweeted that out, that it's not going to happen for the raid.
They didn't want you to wait in space until somebody be like, "Oh, well, let me go get my sniper." And
let me leave the team. Yeah. One thing, if this is a Luke Smith raid, and Luke Smith has said that things like the ship jumping puzzle in King's Fall, that is there for you to catch your breath and to be social with each other. He's, he if you watch that Wired Ask Me Anything, he said at the end, play with people. Yeah. That's what he's all about with this game. So you're going to find some sections of this raid, dollars to donuts, where you're not going to be shooting at things. You are going to be together. It could be that the D-wall puzzle in after we kill Golgoroth or something like that. But there's going to be.
I'm on camera right now.
There's going to be stuff where we get to sort of just have a moment to relax and talk to each other.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Did we just get rated R?
That went pretty quick.
Jerem, you're muted, man.
J-Ram, now you're muted.
Now, yeah. Sorry, Ed. My wife walked in, and out of the corner of my eye, she's in a towel, so I put my hand in front of the camera real fast. And I thought I muted the mic. I turn, I go, I'm on camera, and you're in a towel.
Oh no, we heard it, and so are the
we heard it.
so are the people who listen to this later. Yeah. They're gonna wonder what's going on.
Son of a... Well, there it is.
All right.
Communication is key, guys.
Yeah.
and in marriages.
Yes.
All right. So, you guys want to move on from raids?
Yes, please, for the love of God.
All right, guys. Let's talk about the PC beta that just ended. I think that was awesome. I did play it on my computer on the day it launched, and I had a blast in the PC beta. It ran not flawlessly, but it ran pretty good on my computer. My frames were between 75, 85. Like, it didn't really drop unless I streamed, and then it just crashed. But anyway, it was still pretty good. J-Ram, I know you. Oh yes, Dan.
If you get dropped frames, you got to go see a doctor about that, man. That's pretty serious.
It's like, I don't know. It's like it just ate up all my CPU. It was weird.
Yeah, but what kind of computer do you have first?
I do have a laptop.
There you go.
Listen,
were you playing it on a laptop?
Yeah, I travel a lot.
Well, no, the only reason why I'm asking you to define that is to show people that are currently watching or are interested in maybe trying it out on PC that it was running on a laptop and your video card in that laptop is the same that I have in my PC, a GTX 950, which is a low-level card. At one time it was good, but now, I mean, you can go to your local Best Buy and pick it up for close to $100. The whole thing about it is this game is so well optimized that you do not have to have this superior hardware that normally comes with the stigma of PC gaming. Normally you hear, you got to have the 1080 or the 1080 Ti, and you got to have this keyboard and this monitor and this mouse, and no, you do not need that for this game. It is unbelievable how well this game plays.
Yeah, that turned me on from trying it myself.
I was floored. I was because like I said, I got the 950, which is not even the minimum required graphics card that they wanted. Mine is like below that. And I said, you know what, I'm going to try it. Whatever. I'll go. I went up to GameStop, put $5 down just so I can get a beta code. Downloaded it, and as soon as I started it, it was unbelievable. I mean, like I said at the very beginning, the future is in 60 frames per second.
It is.
Or higher.
Or higher. It was great. I love playing above 30 frames. It felt good. The PvP felt good. Even the PvE in Homecoming and the Strike, it was just great.
Even graphically.
Graphically, it still looked
my
beautiful.
settings were on low. Everything was on low except one. It was like medium.
Mm-hmm.
And it still looked head and shoulders better than the PlayStation 4 version. I mean, I can't say it enough. And did you notice this too, Jay?
What?
Loading screens much faster.
Mm-hmm.
Very fast. I mean, you went from hanging out in orbit to hitting launch, flying, and then maybe it was 10 seconds later you were landing and you could see your player spawn and you're ready to go. I mean, it was unbelievably fast. I had no lag. One PvP match. One person was Rubber Band.
What's his name? Say it.
Dirty Dan. Dirty Dan.
Who, me?
Not you. It was your evil cousin. But that was it. I mean, other than the gameplay, it flawless.
Mm-hmm.
Flawless. It felt great. I'm trying to think here. What else? Just, I mean, the colors of it, everything just looked so much
The one complaint I did
rich.
have
So much more rich.
was the text chat. It showed my real name.
Well, it only shows your real name on
Only
your PC.
Oh, only to me? Oh, okay. Because
Only
I
to
typed
you.
in a
Yeah.
strike and it showed my name. I was like, I'm just going to back out now.
I think I made a note of that in the Reddit article, by the way, where
Yeah.
you could make sure that your real name wouldn't show
okay. I didn't
on
know.
certain settings.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, it only shows it on your PC.
Good.
Twab has
So
that as well.
If you're streaming and in the TWAB,
Mhm.
they definitely give you directions on how to hide
very
that,
bad.
how to put your
Yeah.
actual BattleNet name or whatever.
Mhm.
But I mean that's minor potatoes.
Mhm.
And I honestly I like that chat feature
Mhm.
just
I
because
don't think it worked on the farm though. I saw a complaint about that.
I don't
didn't
remember.
try in the farm though, but people were saying that it was just not working. I think it was a beta, so it could have been turned off. So
yeah.
You don't need it on the farm. There's just a bunch of chickens there.
Listen,
what were
leave
you gonna
Ralph
say?
out of this.
what happened, J-Man?
No, I think Eddie was going to say something.
Oh,
I was
sorry,
going
Ed.
to say that in addition to the boosted frames, now I don't have a PC, so I watched a lot. But what also blew me away, and this was also here in the console, the sound design on this game is amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Sounded completely different.
Between the guns, the explosions, the environmental sounds, they really bumped it up. If there's I don't know what kind of awards they give out for video games, but the sound design guys, they've got to get something. Fabulous.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the sounds, like the popping of the supers and the gun sounds. It was great. So, anything else on the PC? No? All right. I do recommend purchasing it on the PC. If my PC can run it, well, my laptop, I believe you guys are able to run it, so I highly recommend playing on the PC. And if you guys have any questions about that, just tweet at JRambo on Twitter, and he will most likely help you out with that.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, I could definitely help you out with
Yeah.
that. I do want to touch upon the keyboard versus controller argument.
All right, sure. Yeah.
I tried both. I'm traditional, controller 100%.
Same.
I tried using the keyboard. Very difficult for me. I'm pretty sure if I practiced and everything, I'd be able to, do well with it. But the one thing I noticed is I could tell if I was playing against someone with a keyboard because they would just spin so much faster. I mean, I could see that. But as far as being competitive, I didn't think controller had a competitive edge, nor did I think keyboard had a competitive edge. Because there were some games or some matches where I was doing very well and taking people out, and then there were other matches where people were beating me. And I could, like I said, I could tell that they were using not a controller, using the keyboard because they were turning faster. My big thing on that was Well, if that is the case, then I just have to adjust my way of thinking of playing the game. In other words, you approach encounters differently now. So I think that's the thing this community needs to focus on, is not, keyboard and mouse is the master race and everybody else are just losers, or not that, controllers are finally making their stand against keyboard and mouse and we're going to come over and take over things. It's like, no, what we need to do is just be able to change the way we think about things, change the paradigm on how that works. Because like I said, I had plenty of very competitive games where it came down to the last 15 seconds and a couple kills to see who won or not. Right. So I loved it. And like I said, the connections were just so good. It was butter. It was just butter.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that, actually, since y'all played on PC. How were the servers holding up? Because I know that they have this agreement with Blizzard, if I'm not mistaken. And I was very excited because initially when they first announced Destiny on PC, the very first thing that came to my mind is, oh no, if they don't get someone that knows what they're doing in the PC community, we're going to have the same issue that we're having now in Trials, for example, with this epidemic of DDoSers. So because Blizzard picked them up and they have this agreement, or partnership, excuse me, I was very excited for that, but because I couldn't play it myself, I'm very curious to know how those servers felt. Were they stable? Do you ever have a red bar encounter, for example?
Well, you don't see your connection.
Okay.
So that's first. Second, never ever had a problem.
It did feel strong. I was wired up, so.
I mean, it never even got to the point where it seemed like it stuttered a little bit or lagged. I mean, nothing like that. I mean, it was just smooth. You hit, like I said, you hit launch, you were in that loading screen for maybe 15 seconds, you're in. Like, you're in a game already.
So you never saw any other players, glitching across your screen or anything like that?
Once, and it was only a couple encounters, but that was it. I mean, for the amount of, because I played nonstop from 4:30 when I got home to about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, every day of the beta. That happened once. So we're looking at 99.9% of the time, it was solid.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I saw a problem, I was watching Teft stream, and he was shooting at a guy, and shooting at him, and he just would his health bar would not go down, but he wasn't jumping around at all, and they were crediting that to some sort of lag or something. But it wasn't like what we're accustomed to with teleporting.
Right.
The one thing I did not like about the PC were the leaks that dropped. All those audio files from the game. People data mine all of that. I'm not gonna talk about the leaks, Dan, but I'm just gonna say a lot of stuff did come out from that.
A lot.
Yeah. So that's one thing I'm afraid about when the PC does launch. All the leaks that are going to drop about the game and just things like that. But I'm sure Bungie will be on top of all of that. Hopefully.
You know what though, Jay? Honestly, when something like that happens, you got to have enough willpower to say, you know what? Not going to look at it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, that's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
I'm with you. It sucks that it happened, but at the end of the day, I'm in control in what I consume, so I'm just not going to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's
really it. Oh, yes.
It's just with what we do, I've been trying to stay blackout, just
for us,
drunk.
I wish I
just
could do that.
drunk for days, and it's tough on Twitter because I'll see something and be like, damn it, no.
At least Daylight, you're scrolling back fast and you're like, I don't want to look. I'm not looking. I can't.
It got to the point last night where I was just like, all right, if you guys aren't going to behave, I'm just going to leave. I'm just going to leave. It's going to be fine. I don't need to be here for a couple days. I'll have it in my hot little hands on Wednesday, and I'll have it for 5 days to my lonesome. So,
that is going to be so much fun.
Well, see, I had to look at this, all of that, because one is my job, and then two, I like to know what's going to happen, but I don't want to know how it happens. Does that make sense? With all the leaks and all of that, I know what happens in the game, but I don't know how it happens. That's what I like. But yesterday it was just crazy. I recommend do not go on Reddit, guys. It's just spoiler territory. Do not go on there.
It's been all week. It's like
every day is
Twitter.
Something
is new.
Every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's insane. But yesterday, let's move on to the TWAB now. We got a live action trailer, which it was pretty sick. I really enjoyed the live action trailer.
Yeah, for the puppies. For the puppies.
I think that was my favorite part. So rate those. I'm gonna throw it over to you, man. What was your opinion and first impressions on the trailer?
I'm a sucker for live action anything. Straight up. They were my favorite trailers when it came to D1, and this one did not disappoint me at all. And I'm a Titan main, so seeing the Titan just charge off screaming for the puppies was like, that's me right there. Let's do it. I'm with them 110%. I'm going.
I think it was one of the best trailers they ever created.
It was.
It was really good. And if you watch the UK version, instead of it being coffee, it's actually tea. And I think the German has like kebab. I'm probably saying that all wrong.
You have on the UK version, it was tea instead of your skinny non-fat latte.
Yeah, that.
There was another thing before they went to binge watching in the UK. I forget what it was. And instead of ketchup, it's red sauce and mustard. And I think you were right on the German one. I think they were doing like some sort of a brat instead.
And the Italian one do a lasagna or something?
No, my lasagna. It's like, what? No.
It was has anybody here seen Kong Skull Island?
Yes. That was the director.
That was the director.
Yeah.
That movie was so awesome, and like finding out that he was the guy that did this, I was like, oh, his fingerprints are all over this. This is awesome. It was really great.
And they actually created that trailer back in March, which is crazy.
Yeah,
he posted some photos on Twitter. He posted some photos on Twitter today that show they actually shot it in an old Cadillac plant. And
that's
a lot
warehouse,
real world, and they used some green screens for the sheets of green screens for above, so you could bring in the captured traveler and other things. But look on Twitter. You'll see the behind the scenes pictures.
I thought it was awesome.
So
yeah, it was very, very well done for sure.
So am I the only one that just thought it was good, not awesome?
Really?
Well,
so why? Yeah.
Okay, you ready? Why?
Okay.
Let me grab a beer. Hold on.
All
right.
Let's do this.
Oh, he's actually going.
Yeah.
He's gonna grab a beer.
Wow. All right, J-Ram, go.
Well, we gotta wait for Dan to come back. God forbid we miss Dan. You gotta go get his beer. But the cinematography, the live action supers, all that stuff, amazing. I thought it was awesome. That aspect was awesome.
Okay.
Here's why I thought it was pretty good. And what I mean by pretty good is like 0 to 100, like a grade. I'd give it like a B+. Okay? Here's what I didn't like about it. Everybody's focusing on we got to save the puppies. But yet the first mission you play, it puts you in a completely different space other than saving the puppies. Saving the puppies sounds fun. It sounds like let's go do this, and we want to have fun in this game. But the first mission, the tone that is set is so much more worse than that. We're not saving puppies. We're saving humanity. I didn't get that out of this trailer. That's the only thing I'm saying. So I know I'm not saying it's bad. What I'm just saying that the tone of the game is entirely different from that commercial that we got.
True.
It's true.
And that's it. That's all. I mean, I want to see that theme carried on because, like I said, right now it's what I got from that video was it's fun, which is great. Destiny is fun. There's going to be lots of loot, right? And what we're trying to do is we're trying to push back somebody that's picking on us. Yet like I said, that first mission, we have to save humanity here. Our backs are against the wall.
Destiny has always had that dichotomy, though. Like, if you look at the live action trailers,
right? But that's what I'm saying. This live action trailer completely missed that. Nowhere in that trailer did I feel like nowhere in the trailer did I feel like, this is serious.
My impression, what it reminded me of was the COD trailers that had Jonah Hill and Sam Worthington in
right.
them.
It's exactly what it is. Thank you. I wish I would have remembered that. No, you're absolutely right, Ed. That's exactly how this felt.
I don't.
I'm
Really
sorry.
know what to
Did I
say to
grind the show down to a halt?
Yeah.
No,
No.
no,
Did I make
no,
you?
no, no, no.
Did I make
No,
you
it's
guys
just
critically think about
you're
something?
you're making us think. You're making us think.
Oh God.
So I do have a question. What tone do you want in D2? Because we know Cade is always hilarious and all that. Are you going to be mad if it is like that a lot? Like, is
No,
not
not
serious?
at all.
No,
Not at all.
But this is a heated topic in the community. It's at least on Reddit.
Is it?
It is. Well,
Yeah.
I've
what
seen that.
what
Is
I'm
it
saying?
really?
There's always this group of individuals. Anytime you see like a movie like this or you read a book like this, there's always this group of people where one person is focused. They always do the right thing, even when it's the most difficult decision to make. That's Zavala. Okay? You always got the one person that knows the situation sucks and nobody wants to be in this situation. However, they try to make it the best situation that they can. They're always optimistic. There's your Cade, right?
Yeah.
And then you always have the one that has to logically think through everything and think, okay, if we do this, where are we going to end up 2 or 3 steps down the road?
That's Ikora.
That's Ikora Ray.
Definitely Ikora.
You didn't get any of that out of this trailer. That's the only thing I'm saying. That's why I thought it was a B+ trailer and not an A.
Well, I mean, you had Cade represented, which he's the go-to mascot of Destiny 2.
Right.
If you see somebody on the street who's never played Destiny 2, they're like, "Oh, there's that blue robot guy. That
Right.
guy's from Destiny, right?" Like,
Right. And that
they're
being
using
said,
that.
Dan, who are they trying to target this game towards then?
They're clearly trying to aim towards the people who haven't played this before.
I
Kids.
agree.
They're aiming it
it's
towards kids.
It's kids. Because they're
And I'm
making
okay
it
with that.
fun. They're
I'm
making it
okay.
entertaining. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like you said, J-Ram. You know, it's
This isn't me being salty or anything. This is the way I think about things, and I tend to overanalyze things and think critically all the time.
So
You
what
know?
you're saying is Destiny 2 is going to have a glut of squeakers.
Oh, I can't wait.
probably.
I can't wait to
Kindergarten.
see that on. I can't wait to see that on.
Kindergarten.
I'm sorry,
what is
guys. I'll be right back.
My
The cat is
Yeah,
acting up.
All right, Ed.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yep.
My heart hurts.
Yeah, but that, I mean, like I said, that's all I'm saying.
What you're saying.
Hopefully by now, people that are watching this show, they know I'm not the one that just jump on the bandwagon instantly. That's
No, no.
I'm furthest from that.
Yeah.
You've been in
You
since
know?
day one.
Yeah, and I'm okay with speaking my mind.
Mhm.
I try to at least back it up. You know what I mean? But the trailer is, like I said, guys, it's awesome.
Mhm.
It's just, for me, I wanted to see more of that. This is why we are doing this, because this is happening,
Well,
and we are wiping out humanity. I'll be right back.
all right. Well, are the
Hey,
are the
you guys-
live action trailers ever like that though?
The Wi-Fi.
Ever serious? I was
Yeah.
trying to think about that.
I don't think they ever are, because who remembers that annoying hunter from Dark Below? I forgot his name. He was like, "You have 6 eyes." It was in a. Oh,
Shit, I wasn't muted. You guys heard that.
yeah, we did.
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you guys see the Dark Below live action? It wasn't really live action, but it didn't have a serious tone to it. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? No?
No, I don't.
Vaguely a while ago, I think I saw it. I haven't seen it recently.
Yeah. Well, that trailer was not serious at all, and I think that's the worst trailer they've ever created.
Mhm.
The Taken King live action trailer, that wasn't really serious either. So
Right.
I don't think live action trailers that they create will ever be serious. I think if you want that serious tone, you have to go to the normal gameplay, such as the launch trailer and what's the other one?
I mean, I'm trying to
Darkest
think
Hour.
back. I think outside of Destiny, I think it was maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was maybe Assassin's Creed. One of the iterations of the game series came out with a serious live action trailer where they had like a moment of comedy, but it wasn't as pronounced as it is with Destiny 2 with Cade, for example, when he's sitting at the bar or talking to the troops and stuff. And it wasn't, I feel like it wasn't as memorable of a live action trailer for the game, and I feel that might have led to why the game is so forgettable now. And I think that might have been also why Bungie decided to go this route as well, because these trailers, you know, you can say what you want about them, but you're going to remember Cade sitting at the bar, Cade saying "for the loot," Cade saying "Gaul"
Something
or
with
it's
the G.
Gary or
Gary.
yeah. Like that gets people talking, and then if it gets people talking, they're going to want to say, "Oh, then what is that?" And you're going to say, "Oh, it's Destiny 2," and they're going to look into it. I mean, I look at it from a marketing perspective.
Yeah.
I can
absolutely.
totally see why it's not as good as it probably should have been. for us who are always looking for, that next level sort of thing.
Yeah. I think I've heard K-Dub on Guardian Radio ask before, like, who actually funds the advertising? Like, who hires out the advertising for Destiny? Is it Activision or is it Bungie? Yeah, well, Activision's trying to sell it one way. It could be that Bungie is trying to sell it another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And maybe this time they're actually more in line with one another and giving and taking a little bit.
Ed, what are your thoughts on the live action trailer?
Well, I think a month from now we won't be thinking about it.
Right.
That is so true.
I don't disagree that Activision is probably looking at who haven't we reached or who's left us, who do we want to get, and they're going to perhaps market it that way. Everybody likes. I bet if they showed this trailer at the Experience in PAX today, people roared. They just roared.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think part of that is just the enthusiasm and the desire to get the game in our hands as much as whatever they put on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too worried about it. I don't disagree that they might be trying to get more kids in, but like I said, a month from now, when we're deep into the raid, or the prestige version of the raid or whatever it is, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Very slick though, very slickly produced.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is a movie I would watch, hands down.
Yeah.
And I would go to the theaters to go see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why don't they make a Destiny movie?
I know, like a Netflix series, please.
I was talking about that with a friend actually, because they were a big fan of Halo back in the day, and Halo was actually supposed to come out with a movie, but they squashed it. And she was saying how they actually
Peter Jackson, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And she was saying that she was really glad that they didn't come out with the movie, because if you look at games that have had movies come out, for example, Assassin's Creed, the live action with me personally, I'm glad that they don't come out with more movies based off of games, because it's just
not.
I don't know. The first Mortal Kombat movie, that was a shit show, but I liked it.
Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So here's where it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
The games themselves, we all know and love them. There's no doubt about that. It's the representation of the game in film form. Now, Halo does have a few movies out, quote unquote, such as The Fall of Reach. You have the short series, if you will, Halo Legends, which is like 7, 10, 15-minute flicks that they smashed together, and it's a series. They did that with Dante's Inferno. They've done that with Assassin's Creed, and that's bringing up a great point with the Mario movie. The Mario movie was not true to the game. It was them trying to bring out another view on it, honestly, and trying to alter it in a way that might try and draw in a more action style crew or younger audience that maybe never played Mario at the beginning. And when we're looking at the movies now, how we have the technology to do such things, like with these live action trailers, I think they're pulling them off rather well. I can see the potential of us making it more true to the game. And it's a matter of getting a director that's actually played the game, that has that passion for the game, to stay true to it. Because even with Resident Evil, the Resident Evil movies, I think they're pretty decent. Do they adhere to the game whatsoever? Not much. Like slightly, maybe 10%. But it can still happen in the same universe. And I can see the potential of a Destiny movie coming out, but like I was saying, you got to have a director, a scriptwriter, people that are passionate about this game on the level that the gamers are.
Now,
that way they can see it.
I don't know.
I'll go further than that. Oh, excuse me. Go ahead.
No, I had a question because you got me thinking, Rathos, and one of my personal favorite movies to come out in recent times is Pacific Rim, and they're actually going to come out with a second one next year.
Yeah.
You got me thinking, like, what would happen to Destiny if the director for that movie took up Destiny and decided, because they did that movie very well.
Right.
Yeah.
He's busy. Guillermo's busy. No, I'm serious. I'm serious.
I just like how you responded like you guys are buddies on Twitter. Dude, he's busy, dude. I tried to call him the other day.
He's having dinner with his family right now.
I think
he was supposed to do the Hobbit movies. He was supposed to do the Hobbit movies.
You want a strong director and auteur director. That's one thing. But I look, whether you like them or not, however you feel about the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
It's not the directors. It's Kevin Feige. It's somebody from the source who is passionate about making it happen properly. And that's what you need. Who's the Kevin Feige at Bungie or Activision who can oversee these guys and say, no.
That's not how it goes, or this
not
is
how
it goes.
That's, that's not what the Helm of Saint 14 looks like, or whatever, however you want to do it. And then Marvel does it very smartly in a lot of cases. They hire directors who are talented but who aren't top tier yet.
Yeah. And
they can bend the film to their will. Say, no, that's not fitting. That's not fitting the canon. And they also can put more on the screen because they're not putting it in the pocket of Guillermo del Toro or Steven Spielberg.
Right. True.
And this is bringing up a movie that I'm excited to see, but I'm hesitant to see. And it's based on a book. It's a novel by Ernest Cline called Ready Player One. It's
Baby.
Yeah.
And my favorite book of all time as of recently. And the fact that they're making it, and I'm hating myself that I'm reading these, tweets and the posts and just, we're doing it this way. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's not adhering to how I, as a fan, visualized it in book form. And I get it. You can't pull off everything in a game or in a book that you can pull off in real life. You're going to have a fall off there. But they at least have Ernest Cline doing, what Ed said. He's like, no, this has to be more like this, or this has to be more like that.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate, even with the Marvel universe, as he was saying, we have that person that's passionate about it that says, yes, let's do it, but let's do it right. Let's do it the justice it deserves.
Yeah. I also think that there's an argument to be made to being too close to it. If it were up to any of us, like somebody's like, hey, you want to make the movie? It's like, I'd love to be a part of it. That would be nuts. But like, if you're way too close to the thing, you're going to be really precious about it. And that being precious doesn't necessarily make the best art.
I agree.
So, yeah.
You're familiar with the story of Mary Poppins and P.L. Travers?
Yes.
And Disney, they made a movie about it, and that's apparently truth. I mean, she was just so precious about the source material that it made everybody crazy and delayed the process of making the film. And for all we know, it could be like, unless it makes $1 billion, we don't want to do Destiny 2 because the powers behind it are just too difficult to deal with.
Right. So I'm just going to throw this out there because this has to also do with the TWAB. The featured video of the week was the hour-and-a-half long history of Destiny so far told by Bife.
I was going to mention that.
I watched that 3 times. And
do you have Hulu?
The amount of detail that he worked on this, I can see it being thrown into a live action film by just watching that clip that he did. I know it's an hour and a half long. It's a feature-length film, for Christ's sake. I mean, obviously, if we're going to be doing a live action Destiny movie, it's going to be maybe 2 hours, maybe a bit longer, but he has the right lineup for it. Looking at that video that he did and comparing it to the live action films that we have for like Marvel and stuff, the lineup is right there, and he got it spot on, in my opinion.
I was actually going to mention that, speaking of someone that should be there to supervise the making of said movie, why not have someone that is as active as My Name Is by, for example, not saying that it should be him, but someone that is neck deep in the lore constantly, that would know this is right, this is wrong, this should be this way, this should be that way, rather than having someone like, let's just say Cosmo or Deej, for example, that are constantly in the public eye regarding Destiny. I think that would be, if they were going to make a Destiny movie, I think it would be a smart move to pick up someone who is so invested into everything Destiny. My only problem with that would be is they eliminated lore from Destiny 2. So
they eliminated the Grimoire.
The Grimoire.
Yeah.
It's not eliminated anymore.
It's. I think that goes.
It's incorporated.
My understanding is you pick up a weapon, let's say an exotic weapon, and there's going to be a lore button on the screen, and you hit the lore button, and you get essentially, I hope, what we were getting on the Grimoire cards.
Yes.
Haven't seen it
really
yet
cool.
in action, so I'm speculating.
No, you are actually right. Luke Smith had at PAX West at his conference today, and he actually talked about that. So if you get a let's say the Midnight Coupe, that was something that he teased in a tweet. He said if you go to the lore tab, it will tell you the story of that gun and part of the raid. So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. I'm excited to see the lore in the game with the adventures and the lost sectors. All that is now going to be
like a lot of things with Destiny 2. It's a matter of adapting to the change.
Yeah,
but they know what we love. They're not going to. They'll just say no more lore.
Yeah,
their own.
No story, guys. This game has zero story. Isn't it like that other game that had zero story? Didn't you like it a lot?
The story you're looking for is a $35 expansion pass.
Oh,
right.
Thank you.
To download your story, please go to.
You know what's really funny? Not just to reference another game. If any of you have ever played Street Fighter V, that's exactly what Street Fighter V was. They gave you the multiplayer and everything, but if you wanted the story mode, you had to go download it. Now, it was free, which is nice, but I remember buying the game. I'm playing, and I'm like, where's the story mode at? Like, where the hell? And then I had to go on Reddit, and they're like, oh, no, you got to download it. I was like, you got to be kidding me here. So I wanted to go download it. It was all right. It was pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was all right. It was all right.
Nice
It's
review.
good.
B minus, C plus.
It's Street
Okay,
Fighter.
cool.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, that was a straight up Rolling Stone style review, and I appreciate it.
That was nice.
it's not the movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme, but
That's nice.
Oh man, those splits.
So,
He's a good dancer.
yes.
So one change that is coming to D2 that I like a lot is that you no longer need to swap out your gear in order to decode engrams at the highest level possible.
Yes.
Now,
I like
correct.
that a lot.
Please correct me if I'm wrong. Is it the gear that you currently have on you, or does it also search into your
Everything.
inventory as like
Searches
vault?
everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Even the vault.
It
Even
searches your entire
Wow.
account.
Yes, it even-
entire
Yeah.
account.
Yeah,
awesome.
your entire. Yep.
So if you have an auto rifle on your warlock, it was in the messages. If you have a auto rifle on your warlock, a helmet on your hunter, and you're using your titan, and this engram drops, it scans everything account wide in your vault on your other characters, and it's like, this is your potential maximum loadout for this item. Here's the light that it's going to drop at.
Now, one thing you cannot do is you can't have a level 20 hunter and create a level 3 hunter and expect
Correct.
everything
Yeah.
to drop at level 20.
Yeah.
It's just
Because it
that's just not gonna
calculates
happen.
in, hey, here's the level
Yeah.
cap for your person. We're not going to
Okay.
give you exotic gear because that's
Right.
just, you're going to have to wait way too long for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy that they
I like
did
the
that.
change. Yeah.
Since we're talking about gear, I do find it interesting that, if you remember from the in D1, we had to get to level 20 or level 26 or level 40 before legendary and exotic gear could be applied. And now it appears that gear is there's going to be legendary and exotics available at different levels, like that Graviton Lance. When we saw the stats on it on the screen, it said must be level 11. So they're not making you wait as long.
Yeah.
As in the past.
Is anybody else really excited to get that grind going again?
Yes.
I am.
Me.
Most definitely.
I'm super pumped for that.
I have 2 questions for you guys. One is, what do you guys think the level cap is going to be? I'm gonna throw it out
180.
Don't care.
I'm gonna answer, and I'm going to say I think 300 because we've.
Hold on. Jay. Before you make any.
It's not
statements.
We're writing this down. All right.
Are we gonna play a game, guys? You guys want to play a game? Guessing.
I'm not writing it down.
What's your prize?
The prize is
that Jay has to wear another wig on.
If I lose, I have to wear more wigs. Yeah, sure.
Okay, no. Let's do it better. If he loses, he has to wear a fake beard with
awesome.
with
I got
the
a better
fake
one than
wig.
that.
With the fake wig.
But with the stash and everything? Like
Yes,
All
like
right,
a
okay.
full fake Santa beard.
If Jay loses,
Wait, how y'all
he
coming out?
has to do an Arnold Schwarzenegger pose down on stream.
Yes.
Just like come out like this.
Yes.
This.
Let's
I
not
propose
hold on. Let's not get
No
banned
shirt
on
on.
Twitch.
No
because
shirt
of
on.
this,
No,
okay?
I'm not trying to get banned on Twitch.
Be
Okay.
very careful.
I'm the J-Manator.
Oh, my
Get the
God.
Lysander!
Oh
Get the
my
Lysander!
gosh. What am I getting myself into? You know what? I'll say 350 will be the max light.
Ooh,
I'll say
boy.
350.
There's
That's
9%.
Light. Okay.
350.
350.
Get the beard ready.
Seriously.
I'll see if I lose. We'll see which
Well,
one
you're
I
gonna
do.
lose.
Well,
It's
are you
inevitable.
sure? Let's see.
Well, number one,
Look-
what are you basing these numbers off
You're
of?
gonna lose. You're gonna
You can't
lose.
go
I'm
off of what
basing
we've
off
previously
of the
done.
screenshots that we've seen.
Jay,
Yeah, but
you're
that's
bad
just
with
those-
numbers.
Those are just place values.
I don't know.
That's
if
all
those
they are.
Wait, I don't know if those are plays values because the press played it. They own it.
Paris, listen. I have no idea who this person is. He
You
was
don't know
just
Paris?
on. He
I
was
was
just
in
on
his
Guardian Radio.
Q&A.
Yeah.
He was just on Guardian
Paris-
Radio.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He came out
Gamer
on
Tag
Guardian
Radio.
Radio and said that he picked up some gear that was light level 240.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I was in his, he did a Q&A after
Okay.
he came back from Seattle,
Mhm.
and I asked in the Q&A, and he said the highest light he got to, or power, that he got to was 242,
Okay.
and that Destin Legary was higher than him,
Okay.
but he didn't know the number.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, I was
thinking
thinking
it would probably be
260,
around
280.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe 250-ish.
Alright, I'll stay
Yeah,
at
I
300.
think that's a 250, 260.
Yeah.
I saw 260 in some of the demo videos.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. I'll say 300. I'll write it down. I like to go big or go
We're
home.
all writing it
Mind
down.
if it was 300.
Nope.
I don't think it's going to be that high off the bat.
You don't
I
think
got a
so?
better
Even
idea.
with the hard mode?
Yeah. I mean, what was it for
I
Taken
mean, not hard
King?
mode. Sorry, the rate. Well, Taken King was 310. No. Yeah, it was
No, I think it was
310.
280.
320.
290.
I
It was
thought hard mode
335 for hard mode of the
Yep.
Taken King.
320.
And
No,
it
but-
was
No.
No, it was 320 before they inserted the upgrade. I think it was 320 because I remember getting to 320 was the hardest thing for me
Yeah.
Yeah.
before they brought it up a little bit. But
Well, it's
before
300.
320, what was it?
It was 300.
390?
It was 300?
300 was the normal mode, right? And
I
then
thought it was
320
290.
Well, I'm
290.
gonna try to look it up
That's-
here.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 300 and then it was 335 for hard mode because I remember
335.
even
No, no.
today.
No, 335 was the April update.
Yeah,
Yeah,
April
320 was
Yeah.
before that.
Yeah, 330. They get 15-point upgrade at the April update.
Yeah,
Well,
that's when they
I'm
inserted the
saying-
Prison of Elders thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm saying 300 because, one, this is a new game, and look at all the activities that we're going to get. And I don't think it will take a long time for us to reach 300 because if they have the smart loot system as they have now with just gears just dropping from everywhere, I really think we should reach that in no time. And the raid is dropping. You can do the Nightfall on day one. We have trials coming in. We have lost sectors, and who else? knows what else is out there that we haven't leaked.
Mhm.
Well, we haven't leaked, but they haven't leaked, or someone. Yeah. So I say 300. Who wants to go next? Anyone has a number they want to throw out there?
No, I don't.
So
I was
just-
saying 250-ish.
Yeah, I'm 260, 280, give or take.
I'm going to stick with 260 for now. When the hard mode raid comes out, that's a different story. But for now,
For now,
260.
alright. Dan, what did you say?
I'm not saying any number because I'm
Alright.
afraid of what you come up with for me.
J Ram, are you saying any number?
No, because I have absolutely zero research. You know, I mean, what the hell? I'll give you a number, 200.
200?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's not right because
Yeah.
we have zero idea how powerful 200 is going to feel.
Mm-hmm.
True.
You know-
Very true.
We have no idea how powerful 100 is going to feel.
Mhm.
We don't even know if there's going to be a light level or not.
No, it's everything is called power. So that was my second question. How do you guys feel about them changing it from light to power? Everything is now power.
Don't
Well,
care.
we're being stripped of our light.
I'm
so
confused.
We need something else
Yeah.
to deal
That's
damage
true.
with.
Yes.
True.
Because when we die,
Mhm.
when the character or when the fire team dies, it says your light has faded away. If we're not if light we don't have any light,
Mm-hmm.
you know, where did it fade away from? You know, that's why I'm saying it should be. But this is really splitting hairs. You know, I'm
There
Yeah.
goes my theory right there.
Yeah.
From last week.
Also, we just reached $100 in our charity.
All right.
Hey,
Oh, great.
let's go.
Nice.
Keep it up.
Nice, yeah. But you bring up a good point, Ed, because when you die, it says your light fades, but then it's called power in your inventory screen. So again, it's like those words that they're using that it's not the same everywhere. Does that make sense?
yeah,
Oh my god.
it does.
It's not the same
Yeah.
terminology everywhere. So, Bungie. Yeah,
I just came up with like the best thing
go there.
for Mega Magwitch and the Husky Raiders to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's a video to I've Got the Power.
Oh my God. Anyway.
Nice.
All right, so moving right along, one change I did like about the engrams and all that, we're able to see what is in an exotic engram before we decode it. I think that's an awesome change. I don't know if legendary engrams are like that, but I do know exotics are like that. So I really like that change. Also, this is kind of a leak, but not really. It's about all the exotics. It's about the count of the exotics in the game. How do you guys feel about there are 51 exotics in D2 at launch that we know of, and 13 of those 51 are returning from D1? How do you guys feel
Wow,
about
that many.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name which ones unless you guys want me to, but
I feel like that is a lot of
Yeah.
old weapons that are making it in.
well,
I
it is a mixture.
I feel that. Are we talking weapons and armor, or
Yeah,
is that
there's
just
51
straight?
in
Okay.
total.
So
Yeah.
even then, I still feel like it's a bit much because the tower's destroyed. All our stuff is quote unquote gone. Why are we still packing this around?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I feel
agree.
that it's a bit much.
You want a snotty answer?
Yes.
Because all of the blueprints are in the cloud.
Very good, Ed.
I
Well
didn't
played,
think
well played,
about
well
that.
played, well played.
You know, there you
just
can
became best friends.
you you can basically look at this situation in one of two ways.
Okay.
All right. You can look at the first part is, okay, the recycling content that strengthens the argument of Destiny 1.5.
Oh my god.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
stop that right now.
No,
Jesus.
Dan,
but
listen,
Dan, he's
you know,
right.
if you want to live with these rosy colored glasses on, be my guest. But the fact of the matter is, this is what people are saying. All right.
Ugh.
And it definitely strengthens the argument. We even have 3 subclasses that are coming back. They're recycling the content. That is the
It's continuation of the story.
that is the
I
second
mean-
way, Dan, if you would let me finish. Okay? The first way is making that argument. The second way would be, are we getting these recycled exotics very early in the game, which we know that is going to happen. And if that is the case, that is a continuation of the story. I'm completely fine with that. Now, the question becomes, are these going to be exotics which are going to be extremely beneficial later on in the game? Because if that's the case, then it's recycled content again.
Yeah. Well,
but if it is this continuation, all right, then I completely get it. Like I'm like, oh, okay, here's where the two where D1 and D2 dovetail.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which let's be honest, D1's story overall was not that great.
Yeah.
If they can dovetail it, it only strengthens D1. It doesn't hurt D2 at all. It strengthens D1.
Right.
So
I agree with you. Like,
I really hope it's the second pathway, because then it's like, oh, okay, this is part of that 10-year plan, and I am starting to see what Destiny or what Bungie's vision is. We have no idea yet. So as far as whatever pathway this is going to take, we won't know until we actually play the game.
yeah. It's like seeing 13 of the 51 exotics. Like, some of those exotics that are coming back are some of the ones that a lot of people use and are powerful in PvP and or PvE. So, yeah, old exotics are coming back.
I mean, my emotions towards exotics coming back in general, when they first announced Destiny 2 being officially launched last year, the whole debate of, oh, are we going to get our stuff back? Are we going to get a fresh start? Just started, and I was leaning towards getting our stuff back because, 3 years is a lot of time to start collecting stuff, and we're all hoarders in this game. But I was very excited when they announced that, no, it would be a fresh start. Your stuff gets destroyed. You have no choice. And now that we're hearing that, we do get some exotics back, it puts a really bittersweet taste in my mouth, because these are exotics that, yes, I am attached to, but it, like Rambo says, it does fortify the notion that this is not going to be as fresh of a start as we were maybe hoping for, because we're getting these weapons that we've become familiar with over the years. And yes, the nostalgia factor might be there for example, the Kvastov, which I was talking about this with some of my friends, that we might get it to be our first weapon, to have that nostalgia factor in the first mission. Maybe. But do I want it there? No, because we've already gone through having it the first mission and then having it as an exotic. I feel like all of these weapons have just been so overcycled. It's time for a change. And the fact that they're bringing them back, just it doesn't really make me feel as excited as I would like to be. If maybe it were 2 or 3 exotics making it through, maybe the Kvastov, the Galahorn, and I don't know, the Invective, just to name one, then, okay, because it's what you have on your back, for example.
Yeah.
But 13?
There is something to be said, though. For this is a continuation of the sort of the next minute. This isn't like a continuation of 5 years later.
Right.
This is the next second. So why would any of these things actually disappear? That's the other argument. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
But that's the other argument, that if they said they're all going to come back and we're going to have 50 new ones, these will be your lower level ones. And as you reach power 200, 220, you're going to see things you've never seen before. I think they're trying to strike a compromise here.
Yeah, but the hard part is when they say the vault blows up. That's the hard part. Because my hard light right now is in the vault. And it's going to get blown up. And I think I can't remember if it was Tefty Teft or if it was Patrick. It was one of those two where they said well, I think the question was, well, what if these recycled exotics is one of the ones where it has a quest? And like I said, it was either Patrick or Tefty Teft that said, I already have a story for that gun because I got it in D1. I don't need you to tell me another story.
Yeah.
Which is a really interesting way to think about it. Like, I get that.
Well, they have history with this.
I'm with Ed. I hope this is just the continuation of a story, and I get it. Yeah. Can I overlook the fact that my hard light was in the tower and it was blown up? Now I got another one? Absolutely. I mean, let's be honest. We are splitting hairs here. In the grand scheme of things, this is such the biggest minute thing, and the only people that are really going to be complaining about this are the ones that just want a reaction.
It's true.
I think next Friday, you guys are going to come back, and somebody's going to say something about, well, what about the exotics that returned? You remember last week? What? I don't remember.
What exotic?
Yeah.
What?
That's the nature of what we do.
This, though.
That's the nature of what we do. Each week we have a temporary anxiety and
memory lapse.
Memory loss. And then we're like, oh my god, this is the best thing. This is the worst thing. That's what a podcast is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it just it just sucks that even though they are bringing them back, they really didn't revamp them at all. Like they still have like that exotic perk, and it's like
I disagree. I've seen some, and some of them did change.
Well, but not by much.
Not by much, but so my fear is if they're bringing back old exotics at launch, what about post launch? Are they just gonna keep adding back more old exotics like they did throughout the whole of D1? They brought back Icebreaker, Invective, Heartlight, all of that. Are they just gonna continue that?
Who knows?
Did you guys think about that? So that's why I'm like on the fence. I'm like, yes, I'm happy to get this back, but then is everything else just gonna come back later down the line?
Dude, it all depends on how they integrate it into the story. If it's one of those situations where you're out and let's say you're in a patrol area, you just taken down this high value target or something like that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you pick up this really muddy looking, half broken gun. And it turns out that there's some pieces that you can gather, and at one time it was known as the Mida multi-tool, but now it's a similar Mida, but with different actual exotic abilities, and it has a little bit of a different name. You know what I mean? Yeah. That would be cool because then it shows, oh shit, wait, this wasn't my fault. It was blown up because now it's in pieces, but I can go ahead and try to find the other pieces and create a better gun.
So something akin to the Kvostov questline.
That was cool.
Yeah. That I would really enjoy. Cool. That I would enjoy for sure.
Or I've got
but if they're just going to bring back like Soros Regime and be like, oh hey, here it is. It has one perk different and maybe a few scratches on the paint. Nah.
Yeah.
Or if I've got the like the foundation of the Mida multi-tool, like you said, it's broken, and I get a piece of this and a piece of that, and I put it together, and it's almost the Mida multi-tool, but it's its own thing now.
Right. That would be so cool.
It's the Galahorn quest, what Unbroken Rose in chat is saying right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
just
really something a little different than what we were all used to year one. And Destiny 1, we'll say, and we go through and we piece together and we have that more customized options because obviously when we grab the Kvostov the very first time, it's a auto rifle, it's beat up, and then we go do the quest and it's like, oh, it could be whatever the hell I want. Let's switch it to semi-auto, let's give it 900 rounds a minute, let's give it an extra mag. That customization was awesome.
Yeah. See, my question actually
the meta was never there for that gun.
True. Like the question that you guys are bringing to mind now, I'm thinking all about this. Yes, exotic is going to be exciting. That would be awesome if we could do what y'all have been talking about with the example of the Kvostov, the Mida, and the Galahorn. I'm thinking a little bit further ahead towards the second expansion.
Second? You haven't even played the first.
I know, but hear me out. What I'm thinking is Kvostov, Galahorn, Mida. Would they maybe do something similar to what we're talking about right now, but regarding the sleeper? Because the mission to get the sleeper simulant in the first place.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
That would be cool. Really cool.
I'm okay with all of that because I think it number one provides more story. Number two, it provides depth to the actual game, and three, most importantly, to truly appreciate what's in front of you, you have to understand what was behind you first.
Yeah.
And that, like I said, I would love to see these two games just dovetail.
Yeah.
And the same
universe.
Just what you said. This isn't like 15 years down the road. It's like, Peace has been here for 15 years. This is the next minute in the Guardian's life.
Yeah.
So that would be so badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Wednesday yet?
I know.
Yeah, right?
Close.
Almost
Close.
here. It's close.
You also have like the option where in introducing the new exotics to the story, they could do the whole thing like they did with Final Fantasy VII with Cloud and Sephiroth. Like where Cloud does very little damage, i.e. that's your Destiny 1 exotic weapons, and your Destiny 2 exotic weapons, holy shiz, guys.
Omni slash.
Yes.
I need a rocket launcher called Omni slash now.
I cannot wait for this game.
So, my question, though, regarding exotics really quickly before I forget, what was the name of that exotic rocket launcher that we saw a glimpse of right before Rise of Iron came out, and we were all going ballistic.
Dubious Folly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a different name now.
Yeah, I don't really like that
Called
name.
Wardif's
Okay.
Coil.
Yeah.
There it is.
I don't like that name. Yeah, I
Or
don't know.
Ward
I like the
Drift.
previous one better,
Dubious Volley
but
sounds much cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like because they've had it for a long time. I believe they already had it, at least the schematics figured out by Taken King. So they've had that particular weapon for a while. Would they maybe make us work for it like they made us work for the Outbreak Prime
I think
or
so.
the
Maybe.
How
Yeah.
There
Given
has
how
to be a
much
reason.
damage it does, we might have to work for it, and rather than just have it handed to us.
Yeah, there has to be a reason why we didn't get it in Taken King or any of the previous games. Like,
Yeah.
at some point, it had to have been broken AF.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
or like, they've just figured out how it would work
Mhm.
within the game structure for Destiny 2 in order for them to bring it out now.
True.
So, how do you guys feel about the release time? It's going to be a rolling release across the world. Australia gets it first at midnight, which is I think is 2 p.m. Eastern here in the US. So I recommend staying off Twitter and the internet on Tuesday if you don't want any spoilers. And then everyone in the US gets the game at midnight Eastern time. So, which I like that, but then again, I'm like, I don't want to be in a server queue at midnight. Because I am in the U.S., so I don't want it to be like...
Jay, you're going to be in one, so just...
I have
that
the
wig
advantage
on.
here. I have the advantage. I'm on the West Coast, so that's 9 p.m. my time. I got all night to play.
I don't. Like, well, I do, but still, it's going to be midnight, and I'm going to be eager to play. So, I hope they have something in place to prepare for that.
One of my best friends in my clan lives in New Zealand. Astro Boy is he came to the States. We spent some time together last fall. He's getting it first. I'm so jealous.
The salts.
Right?
The salt is
The
real.
salt is real.
Right.
Matter of fact, there's now oh God, I can't think of the word. Not a meme. One of the when we come on, this is old man stuff. When we dance. What's that called?
You lost me then, my friend. You lost me.
When we
Sorry.
dance,
When you can either dance or
The
shoot
emotes.
a basket. The emotes.
Oh, emotes.
Oh my god.
Actually, a salt emote where you sprinkle salt over somebody in front of you.
that is going to be
I
the
like
number
flip
one
the table emote.
hated,
Table flip,
most
yeah.
hated
Yeah,
that's
emote
pretty-
is that salt one.
Table.
Yeah. The table flip, that actually looks pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I was excited for that.
I want one that's Rick Astley dancing.
So
That's a
you
good-
guys can actually download
really good
D2
answer.
now on
I already have.
PS4 and Xbox One. I believe the day one update is available now.
The
Yes,
patch,
it is. I
yeah,
just downloaded it
Yeah,
myself.
yeah.
1.002. I saw Mesa Sean showed it on a Twitter picture downloading.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what the
Yeah.
size of that is?
6 point
Six?
something. 6 point
It's
something.
not real big.
Yeah,
it's
6
gonna
point
be about
something
10
to
minutes
38
download.
gigs.
Gigabytes?
Gigabytes,
Terabytes?
sorry.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I'm still confused about is on the game case of D2, even in the store online, it says it's 68 gigabytes, but the game is only downloading at 30 something. So
38.
I'm still 38. Well, on my Xbox it's 35. But like I'm still confused about that as to why it's not the 68.
The rest
the
of it
rest
is
expansions?
Destiny 1. The rest of it is Destiny 1.
Like I'm thinking they were calculating the expansion, like expansion 1 in it. I don't know.
I feel like maybe they might give it to us piecemeal wise. Like we just got an update that was 1 point something gigabytes. I feel like maybe in a few days, meaning like, I don't know, today is Friday, we'll get it on Sunday perhaps. We'll get like a few more. And then the day of, we're going to actually have to download a bit more. I mean, I'm fully expecting to have at least a half hour, an hour download time because it happened with Rise of Iron. That we had to download something, even though we already pre-downloaded the DLC. And then we had the error codes. So, you just can't win, you know?
I would love for somebody to explain to me why PlayStation has to prepare to download.
You ask that question every week.
It
Every
downloads
week.
and then it installs and
It's like
then
prepared to
It
download.
infuriates.
Download.
Oh my
Yes.
god, that is the #1 bottleneck. Is that stupid preparing to download?
It takes forever too, and then the download goes by so quick.
Yeah.
Send you the article, JRAM, because I did see that recently on Kotaku.
Oh,
Really?
is it on Kotaku?
I think so, yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna check it out right now.
There's also the thing that you guys haven't talked about yet,
Mhm.
and it is the live.playstation.com thing that's going on right now,
Understand
where
that.
you can, if you put in your credentials for a
Mhm.
PlayStation,
Mhm.
and you can do quests, and the quests are watch this video, and it makes sure that you watch the video, and it gives you stuff. The first one that I got
Oh.
was a new background for my PlayStation.
Really?
Yep.
Dynamic.
And-
Yeah.
Yeah, and it has Cade, Ikora, Zavala, and Hawthorne, as well as the city, the Traveler above the city. You get that for the first one. They're releasing, I think each day. I could be wrong. That a different character, so that you can get an avatar for your PlayStation as well.
Oh.
The first one was Cade, and the second one is Hawthorne. I think that one came out today. But yeah,
Where do you
So
find this
live-
information at, Dan?
Live.playstation.com.
It's super awesome.
I'm super excited.
Earlier, I did see that, but I didn't really click on it because I'm like, I don't do PlayStation, even though I have one. I just,
Mhm.
yeah.
I've been
But-
doing it, so
Mhm.
Whatever,
I know what
man.
you're talking about.
I got Cade 6 as my avatar. Don't at me.
All right, I'm still gonna at you. So, did any of you guys buy any Pop Tarts or Rockstar drinks? Because
I
that's
wish.
Yep.
I can
What's
say.
some Pop Tarts today?
Oh, I can say that the gear that you get, like if you do the Rockstar thing, is supposed to give you an engram. If you go to the Bungie site after you redeem your code, it shows you what type of engram, and it's going to be a blue engram. So don't expect anything big like any legendaries or exotics. So it's just going to be a rare engram. It says.
Now, I'm in New Jersey, just outside of New York,
Mhm.
and I have not seen a D2 can of Rockstar
Mhm.
between here and the New Jersey shore. I have been traveling for business and for family.
Mhm.
I haven't seen a single one. I don't know,
I've
Jay, are you back in?
Yeah, I'm.
North?
I'm
Have you-
back in
have
New
you
York.
found them?
No, I haven't found
Oh,
any
dude.
D2 stuff. Even
Really?
Lisa Sean said he didn't find any yet.
No?
The
Nope.
7-Eleven right next to me has like 15
Really?
cases. Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
I just told you the other
Guys?
day, my
Take my
teeth
money.
stopped chattering finally. I've been
Yeah.
drinking Rockstar. for the last
Guys,
4
we're
months.
going to Pittsburgh.
Going to
Take my money.
Pittsburgh.
Come on in.
No,
Bell
I
Bunny
did see a
put
lot
up
in
a-
Florida though, but I didn't buy any.
Bell Bunny put up a shot of, I don't know if it was a Walmart, but the place by her had rows and rows of it on the shelf, 10 for $10.
Oh my God.
I mean, at that price, you can just pour them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know
I'm
what? Oh, I'm sorry, Dan.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, there's a max that you can claim. So don't think you can go on and buy 100 red or 100 rock stars and get 100
Yeah,
things.
no.
There's a
Yeah.
max. I think it's like 24.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, at Guardian Radio, I think it's 2 weeks ago is when I think it was Mesa Sean that broke out that news that there's a max limit that you can input.
You're
those
right.
codes.
Yeah. But the Pop Tarts, you don't even need a Pop Tarts box with D2 art on it. You just need to go to a Kellogg's website and get the text number and the code you have to
Oh my God.
type in, and then just take a picture of the receipt that shows that you bought Pop Tarts, and you'll get the 4-hour XP.
See,
For
that
25%, yeah.
is
Yeah.
going to be where it's at. Is that
Yeah.
is the XP?
Well,
Is it-
it
If we, I was gonna say, if we remember the gear that we got from like other pre-orders and stuff like that, the gear was not that good.
Yeah,
and this
no.
gear is not going to be that. I mean, it's not going to be
Well,
game-breaking gear.
I don't know.
But the XP boost.
The XP boost is going to
The
be an
XP
entirely
boost,
different
though.
story.
Yes.
It's only 25%.
But
Also-
still,
That's still a
And
lot.
Yeah, I think
grinding
that's
I
a
game?
heard
lot.
that they're going to double it up later on, though.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Could you imagine a
Yeah.
double XP weekend?
Ooh,
Oh,
Destiny.
I mean, it's
I-
Activision. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Love that.
I would like that in the game. I don't like that if you have to purchase something in order to do it.
Yeah.
Right, I'm with you, Dan.
Yeah. But JRAM.
Yes, sir.
Shoot, you just said something and I just had a thought in my mind and I totally forgot it. Anyway, yeah. So let's just move on.
I did pull up the
Oh!
Rockstar page,
No, that
by the
wasn't
way.
it. What did I
Uh-huh.
was gonna say?
And it does state that you can redeem up to 3 in-game engram rewards per week, with
Oh, gross.
24 available.
Say that one more time.
You can redeem up to 3 in-game engram rewards per week, with 24 available.
Okay.
So that's 8 weeks.
Eight
Yes.
weeks.
8 weeks. And just to help people out, C7VRDHFKDDSP. There's your
Claimed.
first loot thing.
Claimed. I'm kidding.
Guys, you should be careful with that because what I'm seeing out of North Korea right now is not good.
I have 2 more right here.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Oh.
sitting on 3 as well, so
Nice.
Cannot believe
I got a
We'll
whole
see what
fridge
happens.
full of them too.
nice.
Yeah.
My pee hasn't been the same color since.
Dude.
I mean, listen,
Dude.
sacrifices must be made. Sacrifices must be
You're
made.
right. Kidneys, God gave you 2. I can get rid of one, I guess.
Dude. Oh my gosh.
It doesn't cause
Anyway.
cancer. It just encourages it.
And with the sick burn.
Oh
Ed's my new best friend.
gosh. Oh my god. I'm just gonna move on, guys.
Yeah.
No, let's
No.
sit here for.
So we know that there's going to be 4 new areas in D2. We know we have Nessus, Io, Titan, and the EDZ on Earth. We know there's new emotes, ships. We know that there's a new map system. We know there's a new social space, brand new NPCs, over 50 cutscenes, over 80 missions. Also, I am reading off of a Reddit post. You guys can do the command sources in chat, and I will leave the link in the description. What else is there? The vault space is confirmed to be maxed at 200.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone did not know that. Did you guys see any of the customization options? Did you guys see any of those online?
No.
All right, I'm not gonna get into it then. It's
No.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
with
wanna-
Dan.
yeah,
I'm trying to not look at anything,
Trust me, you don't want to look anyway.
and it's difficult.
Trust
Jay,
me.
when I was watching, it might have been Mesa Sean video, and he put up a map of Nessus, and I froze it, and I counted not the missions, but the lost sectors and the other adventures that are on there, and there was over 30 of them.
Yep.
In addition to the missions and the public events and things.
They're saying that it might
So
be something
30
to
nodes.
the about the same size as Horizon Zero Dawn was. Horizon Zero Dawn, the storyline wasn't that extensive. It was long, but
Right.
not that extensive. However, the side quests, the missions, the
yeah.
errands that you need to do, all of that adds up to 60 plus hours
Yeah.
of gameplay.
Kept me
If you
busy
do it
for
right.
a long time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Well,
it is impressive with how awesome it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say do not rush through the missions. Like, there's probably going to be stuff hidden for you to go find. Because all of that leaked. Well, the missions names. So there's definitely do not just rush through them. Go through them.
Yeah.
We know that the factions are returning. We know that there's strikes, of course. The raid, we know the name of the raid. I don't know if you guys know the name of the raid. I'm not gonna say it
Yes.
if you guys don't want me to. All right, good. It's Leviathan. We know
Well,
knife.
only one person said yes, so
Oh.
you just spoiled it for the other 4.
I'm pretty sure if you've been on
So,
YouTube,
I
you've
knew
seen
the
it.
name.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'm not being caught off guard.
We know that there's 3 modes to the Nightfalls. We know that there's the armor, intellect, discipline, and strength has been replaced with agility, recovery, and defense. We know that there's, of course, new and old exotics returning. They haven't released a cap on the Glimmer yet. So I don't know if it's still 25,000. I hope not. Does anyone know if they said anything about it?
Just don't give me a...
The impression I got from Paris Lilly during his Q&A was, I can't say, but he kind of leaned towards the cap being higher.
Okay, good. Good. Yeah.
The cap is 777,777.
Oh my gosh, I wish. Oh, yeah. So there's a lot in D2 that's coming. Can you guys believe it's almost here? Like, I remember
No. It feels like Christmas.
Teaser picture.
Because
it does feel like Christmas.
It needs to be here. Not almost here. It needs to be.
Agreed.
I'm tired of waiting.
No, I'm sick and tired of people shaking presents. Sick of it.
Yeah.
It's so close. Like, we can extend our arm and touch it. Some of us have touched it. J-Ram, you touched
yes,
it
I
today.
did. Yep.
So you know it's here. I know a lot
it's
of
tangible.
People have their physical copies already. A lot of people have already installed it on their console and things like that and downloaded the day one update. Of course, you can't. Well, you can launch it if you have a physical copy, but the servers are down. So, man, it's crazy to think that we're almost there. Oh God,
I'm excited.
The servers are down, but that guy in Poland got to stream it for 6 hours. How did that happen?
Really?
He got banned from Twitch.
This guy's been banned.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't heard of that one.
He had a physical copy, I heard. I heard from
he got a physical copy. He was streaming it on Twitch, and they shut him down after about 6 hours, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then banned, and he's gone.
Yeah. That was
that account is
leak.
I'm going to change what I say. It's not, the servers aren't down, because Luke Smith did say today that the servers, he basically hinted at that the servers are up. They're just offline for us. Because he said that he is able to go home and play the game because he's whitelisted on the server. So he has access to it. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little, like, cracks through it and things like that.
I mean, I would assume that makes sense because right now we're less than a week away. We're actually, 4 days away from actual launch. So I would assume that they're very, very busy making sure that everything in the server is running as smoothly as possible to try and avoid the same issues that we've been running into with Destiny 1 when it comes to massive DLC launches. Error codes, for example, or is there something in one of the worlds that isn't functioning properly? Is a lost sector opening when it should? Are you getting loot drops when you should get them? Are the engrams decrypting properly? Like, I would think that they're busy doing last minute fixes, so the servers have to be somewhat
they're
online.
probably trying to stress the servers as much as they can in anticipation of Tuesday night or Tuesday and Wednesday.
Also, this person could be a reviewer that has a review copy.
Maybe.
I mean, that could be the situation.
Yeah.
And he just lost his job,
That's
which is fine.
true. Yeah.
Which, it's okay. So, just to change topics, I did take a poll on Twitter to see where the community is going to play D2 when it launches. So, about 2,464 people voted. And the choices were, of course, PS4, Xbox One, console, then PC, and then it was wait until PC launched. 44% of the people said PS4, 32% said Xbox One, 17% said console then PC, and then 7% says wait until PC launch. So my question to you guys is, where are you guys going to play D2? Because it's like, I feel like the people who are really hyping up the PC launch are mostly content creators and streamers and those people, not your average Destiny player. Because not your average player has an amazing computer or a PC or a PC that can run it. So where are you guys going to be playing PC? Ed, I'm going to throw this over to you first.
Well, since my clan is primarily Xbox One, I'm going to be starting there. And I've also I pre-ordered a PlayStation not collector's edition, deluxe edition as well. So I'll be playing there. Probably a little bit of both at first, because that first night, in addition to my job, I'm in a play right now, so I'll be rehearsing Tuesday and Wednesday night. So I'm going to try to get one character through the opening missions on each machine, and then I'm taking Thursday and Friday off, and it's probably going to be Xbox all the time those 2 days.
Okay. I am going to be playing on Xbox mostly. I did not pre-order it on PS4 yet, so Xbox and PC is probably what I'm going to like play most. But of course, I have to get it on PS4 to play with Dan.
Hey,
else at DTR. So yeah, great though.
Like all of us, you mean?
Yeah,
like,
all of you guys.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the only
PlayStation?
one. Like
Hello?
me, Monkey Slapper, Right Way. Like a few of us are on.
I wish I had an Xbox because I would love to play with Monkey Slapper. Honestly, I would.
yeah, same here.
He actually tweeted us because we made fun of his name last week. It was too funny.
How can you not laugh at it?
What did you guys
I mean,
say
he
about
did
it?
kind of set himself up for that one.
Yeah, I think
It's
he
What
just
did
did.
you guys-
funny. It's just a funny name, Monkey
Yeah,
Slapper.
it's just a funny name, Monkey Slapper. Like, come on.
I
Well,
mean,
I
I
mean,
have a.
Like, what's funny about it though? Hold on,
You're
I don't
sounding
know
monkey.
comedy.
I definitely think there's a sexual innuendo somewhere intertwined in there.
Obviously, I mean,
See what
No
you
idea.
can pull out of Rasputin. I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere.
Yeah.
No idea what you're talking about.
Thank you, Cade.
All right.
J-Ren, where are you gonna be playing, man?
I will
Everywhere?
be PS4 hardcore until October 24th.
So you're not gonna join me on Xbox?
No.
Wow, true
No.
friendship.
flat
That
out.
PC beta
It was
was just unbelievable.
Was enough. That was enough
And-
for him.
Yeah, I'm in a different situation than most people because the majority of my clan are also getting it on PC.
Mhm.
So I'm going to be fine. But what I'm going to end up doing is I'll just keep a couple characters, maybe one or two on PS4, and help out all of my raid buddies on that system as well.
Yo,
So even if they do 3 raids, I'll still run, like, let's say it's a Titan. I'll still run my Titan. I'm not going to go through the grind of creating all these characters.
Man,
I tried to maintain 6 characters
it's
total.
hard.
And it ate up so much time, and it was just so, the hard part about raiding, honestly, this is the hardest part about raiding. It's just getting 6 people, 5 other people, and you all on the same schedule.
yeah.
Yep.
That's the tough part. Once you get that, raiding's simple and it's fun. So I'm not going to make that mistake again.
That reminded me of a tweet I saw. There was it was a tweet that said when you tell your raid party game is on, and it showed someone's living room with 6 flat screen TVs, 6 PlayStations, all loaded up. I'm like,
That was awesome.
an old school LAN party, and I missed them. And it was funny because it was my girlfriend's birthday the other day, and
Hey.
all of us at the house, we were like, we want to play something together, and we all have Borderlands 2. So we dragged 2 PlayStations and 2 TVs downstairs. We had a projector, 3 televisions, 4 PlayStations,
Nice.
and we were all
Oh my
sitting in
God.
the living room on the couch together just playing it. And it was
Awesome.
great.
That's really cool.
I miss
Yeah.
those days. I miss those
Yeah.
days.
That's awesome. Addie, where are you gonna be playing D2?
Maybe.
PS4.
I-
All right.
I mean, it's ironic. I was just talking about this with a clan member today that, we're relatively a small clan and we like to keep it that way because of this very same issue. We like to play with everyone, and unfortunately, you just can't do that in a raid. You only have 6 people. So we're going to have to start to plan out how we're going to organize each other and who's going to play with who, because fortunately enough, we do have clan members who are also in the Xbox community. So on that note, it will be a little bit easier, but for the most part, we're all on PS4. And if I had the choice, I would love to play on PC. But, as was said, it's hard to maintain 6 characters and maintain them raid ready at all times. And with the grind as hard as it's going to be, I feel like a lot of us are just going to have to pick one console and stick to it for the first year at least, and then maybe transition out to a different console if we wanted to. But PS4 for me.
Yeah.
Dan.
And sorry. No, go ahead. I thought I go ahead, go.
No,
All right,
what
Dan.
did you have to say?
All right. Yeah.
J-Ray,
No.
what did you have to say?
No, I was just going to say no matter what console, PC, whatever you pick, it's going to be awesome no matter where.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dan.
I will be on the console side, helping out the current meta clan.
Yes.
Get some stuff. Rathos is a member of the current meta. But it's honestly, like, unless I get a full-scale rig, which I'm hoping to at some point, just for streaming purposes, unless I get it for sometime in the next like year and a half, I won't be playing the PC side. Right. It's like, even though it's beautiful, like I've seen people play it on PC, and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Have you seen it in real life?
I mean, in order to see it in real life, I would have to like play it.
Well, maybe you had a friend and you drove over his house to watch it.
No, I'm not gonna drive over to watch a friend play.
Just asking. It's a legit question.
I would drive over there to be like, give me your computer.
Yeah. No. Well, the reason why I asked that is, what you're watching is a compressed image, a compressed video. I can't stress to you how different it is when you're actually playing it.
Look, the way that the video looked on Twitch while it's compressed, it was very impressive.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I get the butter feeling because I caught the butter feeling.
All right.
But yeah, that's my answer. Also, I'm two beers in.
PS4.
Nice.
Nice. All right. So 2 more quick questions for the night, guys. One, what class will you guys be playing first on Wednesday?
Warlock.
All right, Addie's Warlock. Ed.
Warlock.
Warlock. All right, Rathos. Titan.
All
right, Dan.
Come on, you better know that I'm running.
He's Hunter.
Okay,
Hunter.
good.
Know that.
Good. And J-Ram. Please say Hunter.
Titan.
What?
Yes.
All
Hey.
Oh wow, we're pretty evenly split.
Our raid team, we got 2, 2, and 2.
There we go.
Nice.
Perfect.
Let's go. Day 1.
Keeping it balanced.
So, J-Ram, do you want striker or defender?
Defender.
Okay, I'll take striker.
Sentinel.
Sentinel
Sentinel.
or striker.
Or
yeah.
Sunbreaker.
Nah, I don't mess with
Because you don't know. Because you don't know what's going to be useful in a raid.
We will
Correct.
determine third classes later.
All right.
Any-
For starters,
All right.
I'll be a striker. He can be a sentinel.
Yeah, I picked Titan a long time ago based off of the assumption that I would still have weapons of light and blessing of light. So when we all decided that's what we were gonna do, I always picked the Titan.
All right. Well, last question for the night. So we all know most of us will be up playing late, right? Tuesday, Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So what snack will you guys be eating or drinks? I'll go first. I'm going to have a nice cup of noodles and a coffee, some gamer subs, and I'm going to have some Funyuns and some water.
Oh.
It's a lot, but yeah.
Funyuns?
Yeah.
They still make those?
Yes,
they
Yeah,
do.
man.
So
They're
good.
super
Gross.
Sadly, they do.
What? Dude, get out this call.
Dude, in Indiana, it's illegal to have onion on your breath in a movie theater for good reason.
You know what? I can get behind that law.
It's an old law. It's a really old law.
Sorry.
I believe.
But damn it, it is still.
All right. So Ed, what are you gonna be eating, man?
I'm
Or
probably,
snacking on.
I have to stay away from gluten, so I have some gluten-free pretzels and probably a little bit of some sharp cheddar cheese for a late-night snack.
Good
And-
choice.
And to drink, my wife's family lives out in central Pennsylvania, in Lancaster, and there's a supermarket chain out there called Weiss,
Yeah.
and they make a white birch beer, a clear birch beer. That is just the sugar-free is just it's to die for. So my wife just went out there to visit and brought back 9 cases of it for me. So
Nice.
I'll be drinking.
You're gonna have fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh my
Get
god.
this set.
All right. Dan, what are you gonna be snacking on, man?
So I'm gonna be snacking on sleep, and a couple of beers.
Are you playing at midnight? at launch?
Yeah, well, no, because here's what's going to happen. We're going to end up in a line, so I'm going to have a couple of beers, and
Please don't
and
say
while
that, Dad.
while I'm on stream, I'm going to be reading Stephen King's On Writing to the people who are on stream.
Oh,
So, yeah, just a little experience for you, and also I'll be drinking, so it'll be entertaining.
That'll be fun.
All right. Rate those. What are you gonna be snacking on, man?
So I've been stockpiling. I have Pop-Tarts. I have my Skippy peanut butter balls. I have some knockoff Cheetos. I have Cheez-Its. I got it all. I got trail mix like crazy. Beef jerky, I love it. Drinks though, I've got Rockstars. I have Dragon Fruit Punch from Gamer Subs. My personal favorite flavor. Although I wish they still had the green apple because I love apple flavored drinks. And I have right now the sour green apple Rockstar and the green apple Gatorade, and I mix that at a 1-to-1, and it is smooth and delicious.
You put any vodka in that?
I actually do whiskey. I'm a whiskey guy and Scotch. And
Whoa.
I have a delicious Napoke Castle bottle still sealed and waiting for midnight.
nice.
I can't do Scotch. I can't do Scotch anymore.
And Addie, what are you gonna be snacking on?
Lately, I mean, before I would have told you Mountain Dew, Code Red, and the purple bag of Doritos, but now I'm leaning more towards the popcorn kettle chips, the little yellow bag with the red. I have a bag next to me, that's why I keep looking that way. And,
They're watching you.
You want this, don't you?
I do. And I've been eating a lot of the Met RX protein bars. They're meal replacements, the cookie bar ones. They taste like cake, and they're delicious, and they keep you full. And probably Gamer Sups or mixed tea, depending on what flavor I got. Because I ordered Gamer Sups the other day, a batch of the acai berry one.
Good one.
But if I'm feeling fruit punch, they ran out of fruit punch, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to settle for that.
The dragon fruit.
But I'm probably also gonna buy myself a sandwich from the bakery and keep it next to me in case I get the munchies.
Ooh.
J-Ram, man, what are you gonna be snacking on?
Well, probably Rockstar or Dr. Pepper. And Jay, I sent you a picture of this earlier in the week.
Yes, you did.
Yes, the toasty Cheez-Its.
Extra toasty. They are delicious.
Nice. All right. So, guys, that's it. That's our last show before Destiny 2. Thank you guys for listening to the 43rd episode of the DTR podcast. Thank you so much, Ed, for joining us this week.
Very happy.
Yes.
Anytime.
Yeah, Ed, thank you very much for everything that you've done for the community also.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
100%.
that. Thank you.
I would like
You know,
to
there- I was going to say, there's like really nice people out in this world, and then there's like Ed. You know, and he just, that bar is set so high.
Yes.
And it's good.
Yes.
It's nice to know that there are people out there like you.
Yes.
Thank
so
you.
Salt
much, Ed.
free, because I'll carry all the salt for everybody. I'll be that guy.
Oh my God, you do already. So don't worry about it.
Thank you so much, Rathos and Addie, for joining us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Back
Very,
next week,
very
hopefully.
exciting.
Yeah. I would like to thank Dan for joining us back around February here on the podcast.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
And
It's been a good few months.
It has. Wow, time went by fast, guys. Time went by
Yeah.
fast. And thank you, J-Ram, for being here since day one, man. You've been
I was
here.
I was
Been here
gonna
since
say,
day one. It's
yeah, I was gonna say happy anniversary, buddy.
It's almost a year. We both have been at DTR for a year now.
If you were here right now, I'd give you a big hug and a kiss on that bald head.
Oh my.
Yes, right back
It's
at
soon
you,
to be
buddy.
bewigged head.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh
He's
man.
not gonna be the only one who's bald in the near future.
Oh, you're
Look.
gonna shave it too, bro.
I've tweeted this out, and I'm going to announce it here on this podcast because I'm serious about this. If we reach 2,000 donations, I'm shaving beard and hair.
Wow.
Gone. I will shave it all the way off.
All right.
Dead
Listen,
serious.
Your life is gonna get so much easier without having to like comb hair or wash hair.
No.
or
I
anything.
love the beard. I love the beard,
Mhm.
but I am gonna go ahead and do it. I will shave completely off.
My man.
Nice. Our goal
Look,
is to
If we hit $3,000, I'll shave eyebrows. I will go that far.
What?
Swear to
Oh
God.
shit! Hang on. Where's my credit card? Hang on.
Ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to know what happens when we get to 5.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
my
oh,
God.
all right.
All right. Thank you guys so much for listening to the 43rd episode of the DTR podcast. And where can we find you on social media, man?
You can find me on Twitter at OBXBoy107.
All right, Addie, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter and on Twitch at avirus17.
All right, Rathos.
Rathos everywhere. Just
Literally.
we discussed this last week. Just chuck Rathos out there, you'll find me.
Yeah, even on that one site that we all talked
Yeah,
about.
even on that one site that we can't talk about anymore.
Yeah.
$5,000, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Dan, where can we find you? Can we find you on that one site, Dan? Can we find you on that one site?
You can find me at the Sweat Lodge right now. The Sweat Lodge. My stream room. You can find me on Twitch at Danfinity and on Twitter at DanFinitTwitch. See what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did there. It's pretty easy. And J
Yeah.
Ram, where can we find you, man?
J_Rambo9119 everywhere.
Alright, and you
Nice.
guys can find Destiny Tracker on Twitter at Destiny Track, me on Twitter at J_DTR, and Destiny Tracker on YouTube at Destiny Tracker, guys. Also, our 120-hour stream kicks off on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be raising more money for the Red Cross, for the Hurricane Harvey. Big
Donate,
numbers. Make sure you guys
donate.
donate.
Please do.
It's going to be awesome. The link to the schedule will be in the description, and it's also on Twitch. Also, guys, we have 2 giveaways going on right now. We are giving away 250 packs of Gamer Subs GG to one person. Make sure you guys enter that. And then thanks to Ed, we are giving away a massive Destiny Toys crate. Basically, it's incredible, guys. So both links to those gleams will be in the description, and it's also in the Twitch chat. Again, guys, thank you guys so much for listening to the 43rd episode of the DTR podcast. We will be back next week with Subcult, and we may have a special guest who was just on Guardian Radio maybe last week, who may be joining us next week.
Oh, snap.
On the
I
September
wonder who
15th.
might that could be.
And then on September 15th, we are going to have Focus Fire Chat. On September
Dude,
22nd, we're going to have Mr. and Mrs. Lupo. And then on the 29th, guys, the big show, we're going to have the voice actor for Gold. We have a big
Wow.
month.
Dude.
It's Destiny 2 hype. Next show we do, we will be talking about Destiny 2. I am super
Really?
excited. Make sure you guys tune in next week.
Awesome.
I might have a heart attack on the podcast.
This is insane
terrible.
that it's
Yeah.
here already. Oh man! All right, guys. My name is Jay, and we will see you all next week with Destiny 2 First Impressions.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, Ed, thank you so much once again. Addie, Ed, Ray, thank you guys.
All right, great.